In today's video, we're going to talk about how to clean a Dynaglow convection kerosene heater, so stick around. Now, one of the most affordable and popular heaters out there for small spaces are these kerosene heaters. You've seen them at Lowe's, Menards, Tractor Supply, Amazon. They're all over, and they go by different names. Kerosene, Duraglow, Dynaglow. There's a bunch of different names for them. And these are kerosene run heaters that are convective. So today what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to clean one of these, because yearly maintenance is really important, and as well as using good quality fuel. If you use good quality fuel, you're halfway there. If you use diesel and other types of fuels, I can't tell you anything about that. So we're going to show you exactly how to clean it, how to take care of it, and then how to start it and light it up, and just some of the tips and tricks along the way that you can get the most life out of it. What you're going to find with these, they're all pretty much the same. You're going to have a cage on this, at least you should. There's screws at the bottom. There's one here. There's one there. You can take off the whole top just like this. There's just like a hook like this, and then you're just going to push it down. You see it right from inside. Got pliers would probably work really good right now. Come on. Get the heck out of there. So this is what we wanted to get out. And up and around here is where your wick is. And you just want to inspect this. Make sure that it's, not clogged with carbon and other stuff. A little bit of soot is normal, but this looks really good inside. And that tells you that I'm getting a good hot flame. There's a lot of bluing in there. And that bluing tells me that I'm getting good combustion. The second thing we want to look at is inside our canister, the glass. We want to clean that because we want to be able to see the flame. Look inside our door. But we want to look up in here, and this looks good too. So this doesn't look too bad. This is the business end of it. So this has an igniter. Battery operated igniter. I don't use it. I used to. The batteries died and then it kind of quit on me. But you can pull this knob straight off. This top will come off like this. Just gotta get it over there. This is attached to your gas cap. So if you want, you can take the gas cap off. Just leave that hanging there. But you want to get in, see all this dust and grime? That's just junk. Just want to clean all this up. It's oil, mostly from probably overfilling. There it goes. We need to put our cap back on here, the dial, because we want to raise. See how that ratchet works? It's like a Paul drive here. We're going to look at, here comes our wick. What are we looking at here in our wick? This looks like it's a match head, I think. That's exactly what that is. Maybe you can see it, but inside here, there's all kinds of bits of funk. You get little balls of carbon, and you can feel how hard this is. So it's pretty stiff and pretty firm. When you have, and that's okay, that's not in bad shape. You don't want this frayed or whatever, but what you will sometimes see is you'll get balls of carbon deposits, and that generally means that you're not getting a complete burn. Here's a tip. If this doesn't retract, if you hit the release button to shut it off, if it doesn't fall down, but it gets maybe hung up, still going to be burning, and you're going to get all kinds of black sooty smoke coming, and then you might even have to manually turn this down to shut it off. That's all happening because it's getting carboned up, And you can see I'm getting a little bit of carbon appearing right here. So especially there. What I like to do is lower this down 1/8 of an inch. And I'm going to take a brush and we're going to brush this. So now is a good time to replace that mangled old toothbrush you've been using that's starting to get all nasty. This is going to work great for this. I'm going to start brushing. Now toothbrushes are really good because they're soft and they're not going to do a lot of damage. But they're going to be able to get in and break up that carbon. And you can already start feeling all those little carbon balls are starting to get broken up and dislodged. The toothbrush really works good for this, and it's soft on this wick where it's going to do the job. You could use a little compressed air on this as well if you have that, but really I can really feel where it's stiff here. So that's where I'm getting some incomplete combustion, and I want to make sure that I'm breaking up all those carbon balls. When you jostle this thing, it's designed that if it was going to tip over, it's going to shut itself off. It'll shut this off. Oops, there it goes. So if I raise this up, this pawl, which I was showing you earlier, it's attached to this. And if this thing was to tip over, the whole thing's going to go over. This is weighted. This is weighted, and if the whole unit starts tipping, it's going to shut it off so it doesn't start on fire or burn your house down. All right. This is really all it takes to clean one of these things, believe it or not. Very simple, very easy. But let's clean all this up around, make it all nice and shiny. And for that, I'm just going to use a little bit of Simple Green. Not a sponsor. We're not spraying here. Nope, we don't want water and all that getting in there. And wipe. The other thing you want to do, spray it with Simple Green and get in there and clean it all up. But as you can see, while this is pretty dirty, I've never cleaned this before. This is the first time. And this unit, it's probably at least 12 or 15 years old. So all we're going to do is drop these little bent pieces of metal right inside. It's the same thing but horizontal, and they go in like that. And that just locks it all in. Leaf pile of a garage. There we go. We're going to raise our wick. Push down to ignite. I'll show you one of the tricks that I like to do. I don't like the flames to be curling up around that disc. I like them just to be touching the outer edge. That metal plate is what is going to burn, get hot and burn a lot of those hydrocarbons and just make it for more efficient. It's looking good right there. You know, already, I mean, the flame, like I can turn it up. Cleaning it made a big difference. So I'm just going to get it so it's right about there. Not making too much noise. Just like that. And I'm going to leave it. We're going to let that burn, get up to operating temperature. And that, my friends, is how we clean a Duraglow kerosene convection heater. Well, I hope this was a helpful video for everybody on how to clean one of these convection kerosene heaters. I want to thank you all for watching. Please click that like button if you don't mind, and subscribe if you like these types of videos. And we'll see you all next time.